Kenya was originally a country with very little ethnic tension. It was not until the British colonization of Kenya in 1895 that the violence due to ethnic ties began. The British pitted the Luo and Kikuyu ethnicities against each other in order to maintain a firmer hand over the colony. Not only did the colonization of Kenya affect internal violence among different ethnic groups, but it eventually led to the extreme hatred of the Somalis. When Kenya gained independence in 1963, ethnically Somali secessionists in Kenya's northern border were stopped by the Kenyan government, with many innocent bystanders killed. Massacres followed into the late 70s and into the 90s as the Kenyan government tried to control ethnic violence and banditry. In the long run, this made ethnic divisions more prominent and increased the tensions between Kenyans and Somalis. Then, in 2007, the ethnic violence flared up again. The two presidential candidates were Odinga, who belonged to the Luo ethnicity and was favored to win, and Kibaki, a member of the Kikuyu ethnic group. When Kikuyu won, the Luos lashed out against the members of the Kikuyu's party and the ethnicity because they were enraged that the election was fixed. This caused a permanent internal divide between the two groups. Although there has been ethnic violence in Kenya dating back to 1895, the immense amount of ethnic violence between the Kenyans and Kenyan immigrants of foreign heritage has escalated and launched the country onto the verge of genocide. The waves of violence between the ethnic Kenyans and the Somali al-Shabaab groups have ripped away any sense of diplomacy between the two countries. Some of the more significant acts of external violence in Kenya since October were the mass shooting and grenade attack in the Westgate Mall, 2 separate grenade attacks in a subway car, and the Kenyans routing up Somalis and confining them until interrogation. On September 23, 2013, the mall at the center of the Westgate was under siege. The al-Shabaab, Somali extremist Muslim group linked to al-Qaeda, took responsibility. 72 people were killed and 175 were injured. The terrorist group performed heinous acts such as torture, mutilation, and throwing bombs into a huddle of young children. The group claims responsibility because they want Kenyans to withdraw their troops from Somalia and also to start a war on religion. The main religion in Kenya is Christianity, which is vastly different from the extremist Islamic religion in Somalia. Then, on March 31, 2014, an attack on Eastleigh, a predominantly Somali district of Nairobi, in a market and restaurant resulted in 6 casualties. This was a very important turning point because as a result, 6 Kenyan officials were arrested, and over 2,000 Somalis in Eastleigh. The Kenyan government claims that this was for security purposes. The Somalis were taken to a stadium where there were hundreds of people being shoved into a space meant for 20. The detainees had no room to sit, and the cell walls were filthy with urine and excrement.
Nimekaa hapa siku 15 na hakuna penye napelekwa, nalala kwa floor. Sipati chakula, sipati kitu. Watu wangu wote sijui wako wapi. Wanakaa na neighbors. Hiyo shida niko nayo hapa. Tunateseka, hakuna mahali ya kulala kwa floor. Niko na mimi mzito. Miezi 8.
Now, everyone in Eastleigh has to carry around their identity cards so that the police can check if they are Somali or not, and if they are, they will be taken to the camps to be questioned. Then there were another 2 more publicized grenade attacks on April 24th in Nairobi, Kenya, that occurred on 2 buses. There was 1 death and 2 others severely injured. One of the reasons that this is disconcerting is the strikes were in the nation's capital and spread all over Kenya, sending the clear message that the Somalis are ready to exact restitution and that they have no intention of backing down. According to Henry Huttenbach, genocide is any act that puts the very existence of a group in jeopardy. The constant terrorist attacks in Kenya is slowly leading to Kenyan government towards genocide under the guise of security precautions. The Kenyans have already started to do this by rounding up Somalis. The Somali culture of Eastleigh has been destroyed because of both the lack of Somalis remaining and the fear of those Somalis that are still there of being in public and arrested.